I honestly thought that addiction recovery and losing weight were two totally different things. And what I'm realizing is that they're not. I'm just going to jump right into my story. I've actually never shared this publicly, but I feel like this is an appropriate time and place to do it. Back in 2019, I hit rock bottom. I came out with a lot of confessions and had to share with my wife and loved ones that I had been struggling with an addiction that grew out of control. That was the most painful time of my life for me. I was definitely at rock bottom. I didn't know what would happen with my relationship with my wife, my marriage, my children, and it was a scary time. It was in that time that I realized that I needed help. And so I sought a lot of help in a lot of different ways. I went to recovery. I was going to up to different kind of meetings a week for a season of time because I needed help. And I realized that I wasn't going to get through this without the help. What I'm learning in this season with weight loss is that there are direct correlations between addiction recovery and weight loss. Part of recovery is saying, I can't do this. I have a problem. The first thing that I did with this weight loss is I realized I have a problem. I have an eating disorder. I have an unhealthy relationship to food. And I'm struggling, and I can't seem to break the cycles that I've been in my entire life. But the second lesson that I wanted to tie in with this is you have to realize that you need a higher power. A lot of AA and different anonymous places will tell you that you need a higher power, that God is your higher power. And so for me, during my recovery, Jesus Christ was my higher power. And I realized that I wasn't going to get through if I didn't have him and if I didn't focus on him being my motivation to get healthy. And so realizing that you have a problem and then tapping into that higher power. And then the third major lesson that I learned in recovery and that I'm learning with this eating issue and losing weight is that you have to be surrounded by a community. You have got to put yourself in a place where people are going to rally with you, cheer you on. No addiction is small. And you need people in your life that see you and know you and want the best for you, and they'll cheer you on in that. I share some of that story to say I've been in this recovery, but also in the sobriety with my addiction that came out in 2019. But I'm realizing there's lots of little things like it. Lots of little addictions, or I said no addictions too small, but little things that don't seem as big of a deal that are really significant. My unhealthy relationship with food is an addiction. I couldn't help myself and didn't want to help myself and didn't see the need to help myself. I'm just thankful that I came to a realization that something needed to change. I'm also realizing is that for me, this journey and this channel, it's more than just me losing weight. And that's right now the primary focus. I've got 90 days that I set for myself to go from 315 pounds to 270, 265, 70, which was my wedding weight. But it's going to be much bigger than that for me. It's realizing that every step in life, I need to realize I need help and admit I have a problem whenever I'm facing difficulty. I need to reach out to my higher power. I need to get in community and know that they're going to be there for me, that they're going to rally around me. Part of creating this channel was I wanted to create a community that I could be accountable to, that I could share updates with, share wins, share losses. I also have a strong community outside of this channel, the more intimate, personal, relational connections with people who are going to check in with me, who love me, who are cheering me on. But I'm telling you, with the combination of that and this channel and my different perspective on my weight issue, it's radically changing the way I see this. I know I didn't share a ton of detail, and I don't think I'm ready to do that, nor is it necessary right now. But today, that's where my brain has been. I've been thinking a lot about how similar and how important the lessons that I learned in my addiction recovery are with this process I'm going through right now. I want to thank you for coming alongside me in this journey and for encouraging me. I have had so many people, even this is day 5, like What's going to happen on day 15? Like, I have so many people. I had a person call me today, and he reached out, and he's someone else who has had similar issues as I had, and we've shared that before. And he encouraged me with an excerpt from an addiction recovery book that talked about how we have to share our lives. We have to put it out there. We have to ask for help. But also it talks about how deep down in our hearts, there's oftentimes we don't even want help. And I've got to be honest with you, I never even really cared about my weight. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't. Like, I'll just wear a shirt when I swim. I'll just, I'll just, ride a scooter instead of walking somewhere. Whatever it was, I just made do. But I realized that that's not the best version of myself. I'm not the best version of myself when I'm just giving in and just letting loose and just eating whatever food I want and living however I want. And I want to give my best version to my wife. I want to give the best version of myself to my kids. I want to give the best version of myself to my community. I want to give the best version of myself to my job, my work. And I haven't been doing that. This brother of mine calls me and we talk about this. And I confessed to him, I said, honestly, I still don't think I want to lose the weight. And it's true. Like, me standing right here in front of you, I'm second guessing a lot of things. And here's what I'm learning. I may not be there in my heart. I may not be there meaning ready to lose the weight and ready to get healthy and be the best version of myself. In my emotions, I may not be there. But what I know is that every day we wake up and we make choices. And those choices define the rest of our day, the rest of our week, the rest of our month, the rest of our years and lives. And so if I can wake up and do the right thing today, the right thing today was for me to get my butt out of bed and for me to go on walks that I didn't want to go on to and for me to eat foods that I didn't want to eat. And now at the end of the day, I did the right thing. I didn't feel like it and I didn't want to. And I said no to my feelings and my emotions and my heart. And I said yes to what I believe is best and true. And at the end of the day, I can say I'm happy about my choices. I feel good about myself, and I feel motivated to start tomorrow. My hope is with this channel that if you at all relate to any of these, maybe you are a recovering addict, maybe you're struggling with an addiction right now, maybe you have some food issues or you haven't been able to lose weight, I want to be that community for anyone that I can be. And so let's share that together. If you're trying to get out of addiction, let's share that together. If you're trying to lose weight, let's share that together. Because when we expose the darkness and the things that cloud our minds and keep us our worst selves, the worst version of ourselves, they get better. When we hide them, they get worse. So I want to expose these things. And I know that if I did that in a big way for me, which is a creative outlet where I'm posting videos and I'm telling kind of the world, whoever wants to see it can, this is who I am, this is what I'm struggling with, that perhaps it would be the difference I needed in my life to make that next right choice today. I didn't think addiction had anything to do, my addiction recovery, anything to do with weight loss. It has everything to do with it. Calling on a higher power, admitting that I'm wrong. I'm joining a community of people, and I'm focusing on one right choice today. I've got 90 days. That's my focus. When we get to the 90th day, the 100th day, we'll go from there. That's my focus. So thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you so much for the phone calls, the texts, the messages on YouTube. It's meant the world to me. And I hope that maybe in this channel, it's not just about weight loss, but it's about being the best version of ourselves, the version we want to give to our loved ones. And I just want you to know you can do it. And I'll see you tomorrow with a weigh-in.